Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Thelma Snipe, the director of From Brokenness to Wholeness. From Brokenness to Wholeness is a faith-based, outreach, transformational, radical root ministry that serves pain at the root. So have a seat and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Thelma Snipe. I'm the director of From Brokenness to Wholeness. From Brokenness to Wholeness is a faith-based outreach, transformational, radical root ministry, serving emotional pain at the root. Because if it's not addressed at the root, it's not going to go anyplace. Our vision is to have a rape-free world, state, city, community, home, school, churches, judicial system. Glad that you can be with us today. I am a friend to the survivor. I will enter into their pain with them. I will help them to believe until their belief gets strong enough, and I will help them in their faith till their faith is strong enough. And also, I assist victims on their journey to wholeness, in which they so really deserve. Thank you for tuning in today. We're so glad to have you wherever you are. Thank you so much. This segment is Let's Talk About It. That's what we're going to do. And what we're going to talk about today is suicide. Okay? So many people are committing suicide, and those that are not, some of them are thinking about it. Today, I will share some testimonies with you. I will even share my testimony concerning suicide. But the thing I want you to remember is that I'm here today. This says suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. It is number 10. 1.38 million attempt suicide. We're talking about a lot of people. Teens more than young people are dying by suicide, and the experts don't know why. Okay? Children are so vulnerable. Suicidal thoughts are uncommon, so they're so vulnerable. There are some signs to let you know that someone is considering suicide, and all of these signs are still not known. Like myself, no one would have ever thought that I even had suicide on my mind, because it seemed like I was on top of everything all of the time. But I'm going to share with you today some of the signs of suicide, so you may be the one to help someone to stay in this world and to lead them to help, because there is help for them. At the bottom of the screen, the end of this segment, you will see my phone number. Reach out to me. That phone number is going to come across there. You're going to see it. You call me. Let me know what's happening. Okay? Be glad to talk to you. Some of the signs: sadness or depression that look like it would never go away. It just sticks around day and night, all the time in your waking hour. And there's some disturbance in the sleep also. They become withdrawn or like isolate themselves from their friends and family and society. They start, if they're teenagers, they start staying in the room by themselves. They don't want to come down to get dinner. They're not hungry. They'll tell you they're not hungry. They want to be by themselves. And they have difficulty, college students have difficulty going to classes. And they become highly agitated and anxious. You look like they just can't be still. They have a display of rage and uncontrolled anger. And listen what I'm going to tell you right here. Listen to this real good. They start giving their prized possessions away. Listen, when they purchased some of those things, they were so pretty to them and so nice to them. All of a sudden, they mean nothing to them anymore. So they begin to give them away. That means they're really close. They lose weight or have a decrease in appetite, one or the other. Lose weight or have a decrease in their appetite. They don't eat much or they eat too much. They change their sleeping pattern, but they cannot sleep. So either they're going to sleep all the time or they're not going to sleep much. I know that one there. They engage in reckless and risk-taking behavior. I used to try stuff, knew it was foolish, but I would just try it. They state that they'll say, I don't have a reason to live. I don't want to live. I don't even have a reason to live. I don't want to be here anymore. Listen, any one of these signals alone doesn't necessarily indicate that a person is suicide. However, if it's more than 2 or more, then you have it. That person is suicide. And your action may change their life. Okay? I'm going to share with you some of the ways that you may be able to help them. Just stay with me, okay? College students are in a state of life transition and can be overwhelmed with many new opportunities and new responsibilities. Lifestyle changes such as sleep, substance abuse contribute to suicide behavior. Approximately, listen to this, approximately 1,100 college students die by suicide every year. Every year. 6% of college students report that they have seriously considered suicide over the past year. I remember I was at a meeting once, and there were young people there. Some of them was in college, and some of them was not. And during the meeting, I popped a question on them. I think maybe about 15 or 20 there. And I popped that question. I said, has anyone in here ever had suicidal thoughts? You should have seen the hands that went up out of that 15 to 20. At least 13 or 14 hands went up. And you know, the other ones that did not go up didn't mean that they didn't think about it. It's just that they didn't reveal to us that they have thought about. Let me tell you this about suicide, as I know and as I have studied. Suicide began in the thoughts. It began in your thoughts. It get wrapped up in your thought. You think about it, how you can do this, how you can do that in order to get out of this world, okay? Now, 90% of students create a suicide plan. They got a plan. Either they're going to jump off the bridge or shoot themselves or run the car into a steel wall or overdose on something. They planning because that sickness going to help them to plan. I'm going to tell you about that sickness too. 14% actually attempted suicide. 60% continue to have suicide thoughts. They can't get rid of them. Let me give you a secret. When those thoughts come to you, say that's not true. Say that's not true. I'm not going to do that. Talk back. You need to talk back to your thoughts. You're not talking back to your thoughts. Say that's not true. That's not true. I want to live. I don't want to die. I'm not going to do that. That's not true. That's not true. Just keep saying that's not true. That's not true. Oh, you'll see how better you feel. Here's some risk factors. Hopeless. 45% of college students has felt that situation was hopeless. They just don't have any belief in that anyone can help them in that situation. Some of them are lonely. Even though they wanted to leave home, they was ready to leave home to get from under mama and daddy authority. So now they at school, now they lonely. Now they understand that mom and daddy really love them. Now they are lonely. Make up your mind. Understand? Academic stressors can be a contributing factor to suicide. Your work, your homework, all the work you have to do. After all, sweetheart, you're in college. You're gonna have to work hard. You're in college. You're in college now. You're gonna have to work hard. College students who have attempted suicide says that academic stress is one of the reasons for their suicide attempt. Don't run like that. Say it's not true. When that thought comes to you, say it's not true. It's not true. I'm not gonna do that. Some of them have financial concern. They're cited as contributing factor by 78% of the students who attempt suicide, and 31% of the students who seriously intend to kill themselves. Okay? Other factors such as relationship problem, issue with parents can contribute to suicide thoughts and behavior. That is something. I remember I was at a meeting once, and this first responder was in the meeting with me. And that's who she worked with. She was a counselor, and that's who she worked with. So she was working real close with this young lady, maybe about 20 or 21 years old. And she got a call about 9 o'clock one night and said that the person called and told herself that she was going to commit suicide. She said she hit the floor, put her clothes on, drove where that child was. She was at home with her family, and she was in the shower. She said when she got to that door, she knocked on that door, and one of the family members came to the door to find out what's going on. And she asked them, where was the victim? Where is she? Where is the victim? And they said that she was in the shower. She said she took her foot and she kicked that door down to that bathroom. Got that shower curtain. She said, you better not. You better not. You're not going to do that. You better not. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Say, you better not. Suicide is very real to some people. I'm going to also share with you how to deal with them. You need to know how to deal with them. So here we go. Now, ask a question. If they're a friend of yours and they tell you they don't want to live anymore, ask a question. Whatever they said to you, if it pertains to suicide, ask the question. Ask them, do you ever hope that you will lie down and never wake up anymore? And when they answer you, don't judge them. Of course they sick. I got another name for it too. Of course they are ill, but don't play with that. If they tell you yes, you tell them, I love you. I really love you. Don't do that. Don't leave me here. I love you. I love you. I'm not going to leave you. Can I stay here with you? I'm not going to leave you because I love you. You'd be surprised how that helps. And when you listen to them, they talking about suicide, and you listening to them, don't judge them. Don't call them stupid. Don't call them dumb. Don't do that. Don't judge them. They're having problems right now, okay? Take action. Remove methods the person may use to kill him or herself. Do not, what I just said, do not leave that person alone. Right here, let me share with you this. I have some pictures today because I wanted you, I have some pictures. I wanted you all to see them, okay? And this picture right here, see the young man right there? I know that when you look at him, I know you say, I know him from somewhere. I know him. I know you do. I know him too. Well, I knew him. And he was a movie star. He was an actor. He used to come on Children, something about children, All of My Children, or something like that. 29 years old, all handsome, all out. One day he went home from work and put the gun to his head and killed himself. He sure did. I have my own thoughts in my mind. I believe that when people kill themselves, that there is a secret way down in them that no one knows about but them and our God. I believe that, and I believe something happened to him. I believe it. I believe it happened to him. So therefore, he just couldn't take it anymore, because that's what it does. It pushes you into suicide. And he just couldn't take it anymore. And he just decided that he would do that to himself. Such a wonderful, smart, had a great career going for him. I really did hate that. Okay. Get help from this person that you think is suicide. Get help from his or her family, or the doctor, or the clergy. And listen at this right here. Listen at this. Immediately contact a person or an organization. From Brokenness to Wholeness. There's some more organization, but I'm talking about now from Brokenness to Wholeness. Reach out to us. And someone that specializes in crisis, intervention, or suicide. That's where the first responder came from. Okay? I love to do what I'm doing. And I don't like for people to hurt and be in trouble like a suicidal person is. It's in the mind. It's in the thoughts, you all. It's in the thoughts. Avoiding acting shocked or lecturing a person that has this problem. Don't do that. Always be kind. Always be lovable. Always be gentle with them, because they are standing on the edge of life and death. You don't know how close they are to death. You don't know how short they are from life. Anything will push them over. Okay? Avoid debate over whether suicide is right or wrong. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. Don't tell them they're going to hell. You don't know. You don't know if they're going there or not. Don't tell them, do you know if you kill yourself, you're going to hell? How you know? You don't know that. Continue to be kind and open and be there. Whenever they call on you or whenever they send you a text, respond. No matter how sleepy you are, or don't think about what you have to do tomorrow. Help somebody. You may be saving a life. Avoid offering any reassurance. It may take the first person to feel as if you don't really understand or you don't care about him or her. You're trying to offer information that you really can't do because you don't know what you're talking about. Arm yourself with knowledge. We're bringing you some knowledge today, some awareness, some encouragement, some inspiring. We're bringing that to you today. Don't keep yours or another person's suicide thought a secret. Don't keep it a secret. Don't do that. Let me share you about this other person here that I also wanted you to see. You see that person right there? Mm-hmm. Can you see her pretty good? I mean, I don't want to cover my face. You see her pretty good? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That person was once so sick, and I knew her. And guess how I knew her so good? Because the person was me. What you think about that? Oh, maybe about 6 or 7 years after I had been sexually violated. That's the reason I believe that a lot of it is because of trauma that person has suffered. I believe that. I believe that. And I was suicidal like that. You all have heard me tell my story before. And I wasn't going to tell anybody anything. My thing were, I always this, you all. That's not the business. That's what my mind says. It's not that business. Not that business. Not that business. So, under that disguise, I guess I was just going to leave on out of here. But listen, here's the good thing. Here is the good thing. That was almost 60 years ago. And I'm still here today. And I wasn't playing. I was not playing. Because if I gave my word to you in anything, I was going to carry my word out. It meant just that much to me. And I'm like that today. If I give you my word, I would almost hurt myself to bring my word that I've given you into fruition. I do. I feel like that about. So he didn't get me because God, here's what God did. And I didn't even know God was going to do it. God made a divine intervention in my life. He sent someone that is none less than an angel. She had to be an angel. He sent someone to help me and to get me and bring me in. Now, she didn't let me know anything. She didn't know I was suicidal. I'm sure she didn't. And she didn't let me know anything. She just befriended me and was so good to me, so kind. That's why I know it worked. So good, so kind, so loving, so patient. And she didn't have anything that she would not give to me. She would just give me anything that I needed, she thought I needed, or what she thought I wanted or not. She was always giving. So guess what? I went to church with her. She asked me to go. And I went to church with her. Well, I just went to church with her because she was so sweet to me. That's why I went to church. I wasn't intending to go to church because I had to go to church too much when I was a little girl. So I almost made I gave my word that when I got grown, I was not going to church. Yes, again. Remember now, I keep my word. And I was trying to keep that word. I wasn't going to church, but she didn't have a hard time getting me there. So I went and I thought, well, this is over with. I have paid her back. Things that she was giving me, I gave her myself. I went to church. Well, it didn't work like that. She asked me again, and I went with her again. Now, I guess the Lord is softening my heart so I could get my own self out of the way before I be dead. Because I'm thinking I'm going to live a few more years, not this long, but a few more years. But oh no, he made a divine intervention. And she asked me, you know, when you go to church, at the end of the service, they ask the visitor to stand if they had anything they want to say. Well, I had stood before, but I stood again this time. I introduced myself, and I introduced my son. And when I got through with that, I said something that I didn't intend to say. Know what I said? They didn't even ask me. Nobody asked me. I said, I don't want to die. Oh, and he said, you don't have to die. And I don't know if he knew I was suicidal or not. So the next time I went to church, I joined the church. And then I got baptized and watered in the name of Jesus Christ for the remission of my sin. And then filled me with the Holy Ghost. Guess what? When I was filled with God's Spirit, guess what? That thing left me. That old spirit left me. Whatever, if it was mental illness, it left. But I call it a spirit too. You know, mental illness, that's good. That's a name for it. But I call it old spirit. That spirit left. And it's been 43 years, September. He never said it again because he knew the power that I had. You understand what I'm talking about? So, listen, I want you to reach out to me here at From Brokenness to Wholeness. It will be private. It will be private. No. It will be private. Reach out to me. I've got some information. I have some information for you. And then I also been blessed with a gift by God to help you get over this and get out of this. Because you are loved. You are powerful. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are loved. Let me keep repeating this. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. If something is telling you in your thoughts that you are not loved, oh yes, you are. And you have a purpose in this earth. You have a purpose. God has you singled out like he did me and others. Come get your purpose. I would even help you to discover your purpose. You have to live. Your family love you. Your friend love you. Even some enemy love you and they just admire you. Hang on in there. You don't have to go anywhere. It's going to be all right. Someone is praying for you because number one, I am praying for you. So I know someone else that, you think may not be praying for you. Yes, they are praying for you because what? They love you. Yes, they do. I know that. Listen, I'm sharing some more information, okay? When a person decides to end his or her life, there is nothing that can be done to stop him or her. That's why I say keep talking to them. Keep loving them. Keep praying for them. Keep trying to get them to go get some help. Let them to know help can help them. Help is help. Help can help them, okay? A person won't commit suicide if he or she has children, just bought a new car, or is just having a difficult time. That's not true. Yes, they will. That's not true. Yes, they will. That's not true. The reality is that suicide and help is available. People may show sign of the intent to kill themselves before they commit suicide, but there are behavior that may indicate a person at risk for killing themselves. It's important to be aware of warning signs and risk factors. If you know any warning sign for suicide, start a conversation with the person that may save their life. Fill them up with love. Fill them up. Hug them. Hold them. Fill them up, you hear me, with love. Don't let them go. Make a sacrifice to be with them as much as you can. Fill them up with love. All right? I just tell y'all the truth. It is so much into this. Now let me see who I have here. Have another story. She says like she never ever thought of suicide. It's just nothing to her now. This is real. This is real. This is real. Some of the other serious risk that victim of potential suicide begin to feel trapped in their unbearable pain. I can identify. I can identify, sweethearts. I promise you I can identify with that. It becomes unbearable. Emotional pain is something else. And it talks about being a burden to someone else. They don't want to be a burden. You hear me? They don't want to be a burden. And then they act, anxious, and they behave reckless. I used to drive my car so foolish until it was pitiful. It was just actually pitiful, you all. I'm telling you the truth. Like I said before, they sleep a lot or they don't sleep at all. And they have mood swings. You hear what I'm talking about? They have mood swings. Thank you so much today. Let me share this with you. The phone number going to come across the screen at the bottom of the screen. You need the number. If you don't need it, someone else needs it. I want to encourage you today. You are powerful. You're healthy. You're beautiful. You are forgiven. You are blessed and highly favored. You are amazing, attractive, handsome. You are intelligent because you are God's masterpiece. You get that? I love you all. I'm praying for you all. I'm so glad that you stopped in today. And be sure to get this number. Be sure to get this number, sweetheart. Let me leave you a quote. You know I love to do that. Why should you want to be a drop in the ocean when you can be the ocean? That God that's on the inside of you, baby, is an ocean, more than one. Thank you again. There you have it.
You have been watching Let's Talk About It with Thelma Snipe, the director of From Brokenness to Wholeness. And please remember, it is our goal to make sure that you're whole again.